In this episode, we're going to be building the enormous 1/6 scale Shelby by FANHOME. As seen in the movie Gone in 60 Seconds, to answer the question, is it worth it? Better stay tuned. This is your Geek Fix. Oh boy, this is very exciting to me, and you might be wondering why. I mean, I built R2 and Iron Man, and now I'm building the Back to the Future DeLorean, the Enterprise D, and the Millennium Falcon. But this model is pretty important to me. Why, you might ask? Well, not just because I like the movie, not just because I love the Shelby and actually tried to go find one in Las Vegas last week. No, this is for bigger reasons. Because in this box is kind of a FANHOME first. Because even though they actually had an Eleanor model already, this model right here is 1/6 scale. That's right, 1/6 scale. This model is going to be big enough that I can fit my 12-inch figures in it. I don't have a 12-inch Nicolas Cage yet, although I am looking at a way to get a Nicolas Cage, this 1/6 scale for this, or making my own. I found this one on eBay, which is oddly listed. But nonetheless, very exciting stuff, because when you think about it, I mean, that's really one of the biggest things I really wanted in relation to their vehicles, was something I could actually put 1/6 scale figures in, which is a big deal. I mean, in case you didn't know, 1/6 scale vehicles are not cheap, and they're just plastic. You know, this is actually metal, and it has a lot of other features that are pretty cool that we'll find out once we open it up. So, should we open it up? Well, yeah, let's do that. Oh, look at that, right off the bat. That is huge. I mean, gigantic. It even has the Shelby symbol behind it, the logo. But I mean, look how big this is. This is just the front of the car. It's almost as wide as my shoulders. So, the license plate also, you know, we did the Back to the Future car. That license plate it felt like it was about maybe 2/3 that size or less. It's huge, very nice. And again, all metal. Just this piece right here is super heavy. So how much is this going to be when I'm done with it? How much is this going to weigh? I mean, I guess it's 1/6 the actual weight. I don't know. Next we have, I think this is a poster. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Look at that. This is so this is the actual size of the car, by the way. So this is 1:1 scale. That poster. And so imagine me, I'm holding this. This is how big we're talking. Again, big enough I can fit my 1/6 scale figure in there. That's pretty darn big. And the big thing with all of these FANHOME things is always, where am I going to put them? My first two that I completed have to sit on the ground because they're so big until I can get something that's bigger. As I look around the room, I have a few kind of like stands and some book stands and things. I have one over there that I think it might fit, but it's gonna be hanging off the edges, definitely. So I mean, it's pretty cool. This also gives us some of the special things about this, and just like the line in Gone in 60 Seconds, Nicolas Cage, as he's walking toward Eleanor, he says it's a Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 1967. All the components, all the details are going to be in there. Little tiny buttons and levers, all the details in the engine. Look at the engine, that is amazing. The seats, everything. It even has let's see here, headlights, brake lights, turn signals, and horn are activated by a remote control that looks kind of like one you would use for a fob for your car. The steering wheel does turn the wheels, the doors and windows. No. The windows roll up and down. That is, no. Does it really? Windows with opening and closing mechanisms. Wow. And then it also shows us here some of the gifts that we get. So we get 3 posters to frame. That's pretty standard for a lot of theirs. A really cool looking cup, actually. We also get the book, which we don't get with all of these models. Looks like, oh, actually in this case it's more of a holder for all of our magazines. We also get a 4th gift, a scale miniature, 1/43 scale miniature Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 model with white decoration and navy blue stripes. and a 1/43rd scale of basically what this car is. And then it says that it also has the premium offer that you can get is a display case, which looks pretty good. Very cool. Just so you know, by the way, this car in real life, you want to take a random guess on what this car is currently worth? Not just the one from the movie. I mean, generally speaking, this exact model, Ford Mustang Shelby GT500, a 1967 model. Random guess. How much would you guess that you could get it for? If you guessed $2 million, you'd be correct. $2 million for this car. And this is a letter to basically tell you you can have your own and build it. I feel like, you know, when people buy kits or they buy a car to work on, it uses up a lot of room in the garage or in their driveway. I think that's going to be true with this. It's so big, I can't imagine it won't be like almost having half the car in my actual house being built. So hopefully you have a good spot for putting this together. We also got our 2 magazines here. And these. Look at that. Ginormous. Well, I wanted to say tires. It looks like this is the assembly for building just one of the 4 tires. And it has the hubs, and it even has, I mean, look at the little tiny Shelby deal on here. Wow, that's really cool. Very cool. We're going to take my box now and chuck it. Going to organize some things here, putting things over here. I don't have a pillbox or something to put the screws in just yet. I probably should grab one. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna have to use these little spots here on my mat. So starting off with magazine number 1. This introduces the launch of the Mustang and basically its initial intentions. We also get some of the newer models in here, and it goes into a lot of really high details, even about the man himself. So starting off, I'm just excited just to open up the box. Look at this. I mean, again, huge. The back of it I saw. I wanted to show you. There it is. It has the Shelby logo on there and his signature. Anyway, so now I'm gonna keep some of these plastic pieces for right now because I think they might be important for me organizing things and keeping them safe. Once again, we've got a screwdriver. This looks like it's similar to the screwdriver we used in relation to Iron Man and R2-D2. So I'm gonna bring out my big parts now. Oh man, so cool, so gorgeous. I mean, look at that. How awesome is that? This is all metal, just like that, and beautifully painted. I mean, really looks nice. And so, okay, so I've got this piece here, and it's gonna have me lay it down here like this. And then I'm taking, it looks like, is that this? I think, maybe, right here. And do I have 2 of those? I do. This one says R, this one says L, so right and left. The first one I'm going to be taking is 1G, and let's see here. And then I'm going to be sticking it down into this area right here with this little part. See how it has a little notch right there? See that little notch? Right there. I'm going to be sliding that right on in to here, just like that. Okay, very good. Then I'm going to be positioning the left turn signal lens. Oh, this is the left lens. Ooh, I don't want to scratch it. There's the left lens right there. Very cool looking. Look at all the details. Look at the little tiny lines. Can you see those? Very neat. Let's see if I can bring it closer. Oh, yeah, there you go. Very cool. It also has a little tiny notch on it, and that little tiny notch will fit right here. So I'm putting that little notch so that it goes, and just like so. All right, and so far so good. Then I'm going to be taking this piece right here, which is what will help us with that holding that lamp, holding the light in place. And it does look like it fits right the way that they said, so. Okay. So we're going to be putting this now onto here, like so. And then I'm going to be securing that using 2 DS01 screws. Ooh, this is always the interesting part. How well the screws are labeled, right? So in this case, they are well labeled. They say things like DS13 and the one that we need right now, DS01. I'm gonna open that up now. Oh, it's also scored, so I don't have to use my teeth. Look at that, I just tore it, just like that. Loving this model so far. Very straightforward, very easy. Okay, let's see. Next question is the screwdriver magnetized? It is. Another benefit. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and start screwing that in. And this will hold everything in place. I'm betting that the light just fits through that hole later on, so I don't have to worry about it wiring it through. I'm gonna do these nice and tight. If there's one thing we've learned in the past, not to be nice and tight. Look at that. It's in place. I don't know that you can see it very well yet, but at the same time, it's in place. So, very cool. Cool features. And I've got that lamp on the back. We're going to be doing the same thing, I believe, on the opposite side. Be very surprised if we weren't. We are. We are. So, getting another lens out and also getting my housing out right here. I'm going to be sticking the housing through first. So it goes in here just like this and links into that little notch just like it did on the other side. Then sticking in the lens so that it hooks into this little notch right there. See that notch right there? Then taking my now right side, flipping it over. You can tell which way it goes to because one of the sides has a little angle there so that it can fit onto this side. So, at any rate, I'm going to push it down a little bit more. Last time I had a little issue. FANHOME also always gives me 1 extra screws. I love it when their models have exactly the number of screws. So that means the benefit being A, I don't have to hold on to a whole bunch of screws and hope that I don't lose them. And B, I can also better keep track of them. And then of course we got that extra one because I have lost some. You never know when you'll drop one on the floor, right? But you can't drop 2. Don't drop 2. All right, there we go. And yeah, nicely and tightly. So we got 2 sides now complete. Perfect. Next, I'm gonna be taking out this here. Big license plate, and in this case we're going to be hooking that license plate on right here just like in real life onto these 2 pieces, and we're using some special screws for it. This time they gave me 3, so that means we're using 2. The DS13 screws, which are little black screws. And I want to be creative about how I do this because I need to hold it while I'm also putting it on. So I'm going to put it like this. There we go. Once when I get one on, it should be easy enough to get the other one. Tighten it down. There we go. And all right, doing that one too. Putting that one on nice and tight. And officially, we've got a license plate on there, just like that. That completes magazine number 1. Magazine number 2 now comes out. I'm going to put this piece aside right here for a moment. Although, will it fit back into my packaging now that I've got a license plate on there? I don't know. It will. So we could just leave it inside this plastic to keep it nice and crisp. Magazine number 2 now, we're going to be starting assembly of our wheel. which is ginormous. I took a whole big box just to get all the parts that we get together one wheel. Again, we might be able to reuse this. Ooh, oh, I know it didn't tell me to pull this out yet, but man, oh man. It's weird that I'm getting excited about it, but it feels, I mean, naturally, it's rubbery. It's an actual rubber tire. As you can see, it has all the Goodyear details, even has the Goodyear symbol. Let's see here. I also need, for my first part here, we've got a few little pieces I'm going to need to get out here. Wow, and real metal parts. You just forget that it's going to be all metal. I mean, it really is. It's all real metal pieces. And I guess I just kind of, some part of me saw these and thought, no, it's going to be plastic. Nope. Wherever there's metal, it looks like they're making a metal. Boy, be careful. I mean, look at what you could lose. It's just so tiny. You don't want to misplace anything. So easy to lose a small part. Okay, so I got all my parts out. Now to the assembling piece. The first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking my tire and we're going to be stuffing these things inside of it. So I'm just going to be stuffing these inside of here. It feels like, if you've ever worked with a bike, even, let's see, putting it up into there. So no, they aren't inflated. Of course, that would be silly. Then the second one, this could be tricky. This might be the hardest part of the build. Oh, just gotta make sure it's really close fit to this side, I think, to be able to get it in there. Ah! Jeez! Okay, it does say to lift the lip here. It would be nice if it came with tools for doing that. Almost there, but I have to do this 4 times, huh? Come on. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, we got that one. Then what we're doing is we're bringing in these pieces right here. They basically help us to be able to now expand those the rest of the way. And it should click like that. Push it all the way in, just like that. All right. Is the other one going to be as easy as that? Pushing this in, just like this. Actually, it might be easier. Okay, there it is. Okay. All right. There we go. That should be it. I locked it all in place. And then, once when we've done that, which was not easy, I'm going to be taking this piece right here. Oh, that was what I thought it was. It's just crazy though. So this right here is the little tiny tire valve. I'm sticking that through from the back, just like this, right? And pushing it into place. Make it nice and flat, alright? So now it sticks out. I mean, I suppose they could have molded it that way, but I mean, the tire valve wouldn't be part of it, really, technically. It's sticking through from the tire. I think this is way more realistic. Any rate, so we've done that part. Next piece that I need to bring over is this one right here. It does have a certain way it has to go on, and you can tell the way because we've got a little notch right here, and we've got a little notch right there. And those fit on top of each other, just like this. And I'm going to push it now down and through. And that's going to give us what it looks like now. Look at that. Again, good details. I mean, if they would have molded that, it wouldn't look as real. It wouldn't look like there was individual ones bolted on there. So very cool. Then I'm switching back for a second, going back to my tire. So where it locks, I see it should be locking into here. Oh man, I don't know if it can go all the way there, but I suppose so. It does go all the way down, I guess. Next, I'm going to be taking this part that we've assembled already. I'm going to be sticking that on top of here. It also has a groove right here, which should fit into these little grooves right here. So, whoops. Problem is, I don't want one pushing the other one out. So, okay. There There it goes. And by doing that, it should line up these screws to tie those in together from this side. So I think once when I get one in there, it'll kind of guide all the rest of them. Nice and tight, nice and tight, nice and tight. What I need is a little mini hydraulic, something mechanical to do it with. So there it is. It's all nice and tight. It looks really good. And with that all completed, now we can put our Shelby logo in there. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Look at that. We can put that inside, but we can't finish it that way. We can't leave it that way. That we have to save it now for a later date where we'll secure that together. So in the meantime, I'm gonna put that back inside of my plastic here, just like this. So all my parts now can be preserved inside of the plastic that I can put now back into my FANHOME box. But I can also show it to you the way that they are fully assembled now. Look at that! Isn't that cool? So cool and heavy. Why are they so heavy already? I haven't even completed like a 1/6 of the car, a 1/10 of the car. This is already super heavy. This thing's gonna be a monster when it's actually displayed. Want to thank FANHOME for providing us with this model to be able to review, but they also gave us a promo code. So if you're interested in purchasing this, use the code SHELBYUS. Stay tuned as we continue to build. Also, be sure to check out some of our other FANHOME videos, including R2-D2, Iron Man, the Back to the Future DeLorean, the Enterprise D, and the Millennium Falcon. In the meantime, like, subscribe, comment below. This is your Geek Fix.